Good evening, my spiritual warriors. I hope that you all are having a great evening and that you and your families are safe and healthy. You know, um, each time I do a video, I try to first meditate and connect with the message that I'm trying to deliver so it comes out as clear as possible and that most importantly, it makes a difference in your life. And sometimes what I want to talk about is not what Spirit wants to fuel me with. So I had intended for this video to be a different topic, but Spirit is taking me in a different direction, and I shall deliver what Spirit wants me to do. For a few while now, a few minutes, longer than a few minutes, Spirit has been delivering a message to me, and I don't know if it's for someone that I know. I don't know if it's for one of my clients, or it could be for you, and I don't even know you personally. But Spirit is telling me that the place that you live in right now, your actual home, your house, your apartment, whatever location it is that you live in and go to sleep at, needs change. Either you have, there are two things to consider here. Number one, you might have the need to move, or the energy inside your home needs to be cleansed. And I'll tell you why, and I will explain this as best as I can. If you believe in energy and vibration, then you have to believe that physical, inanimate objects and things can actually hold vibration. All objects are made of atoms, and atoms contain energy. So therefore, all things that we have in our home, our furniture, our clothes, our everything, every object that we come in contact with inside our home holds energy, because objects, physical, inanimate things, hold vibration, and everything, objects are made out of atoms, and atoms contain energy. Life, when you really think about it, life is a gathering of energy fields. It means it interacts with one another. So therefore, you can go into, for example, you can go into a house, right? And when you go into a house or a location, you could either sometimes feel like, oh my God, this place just looks weird, feels weird, it feels off. Something about this place is just doesn't feel right about me. It doesn't feel right to me. Or you can go into a house and feel happy, feel the joy, the energy, the joyful energy in that atmosphere. Or you can go into a place and feel sad. All of a sudden you feel like off, you feel sad, or you feel tired. There's so many different physical emotions that we can experience when we go into a place, when we go into someone's home, into someone's house. That's energy. That's a vibration that's carried in the physical aspect of the place. So therefore, this is very much so a metaphysical concept when you really think about it, in which we are taught that a human being's thoughts, feelings, emotions can leave an actual imprint in the objects that surround us. That goes for our homes, that goes in for homes that we go into. People's vibrations and feelings and sentiments and whatever it is that they're going through emotionally can leave an imprint in the objects, in the furniture, in the table that they sit at, in the chair that they use. There's an imprint of their vibration left behind in these inanimate objects. So we have to be very careful with, for example, used objects. We have to be very careful with furniture that we've been hanging around with for a long time. We have to be cautious with, furniture that we get at the flea market or or at a garage sale, or things that maybe, a lost storage that we went into the auction and we bought things. We have to be cautious with the kind of things that we bring into our home. And when we do, it doesn't mean that we can't do it. But when it carries a certain vibration, we have to be able to cleanse that vibration off of it so that we're not dragging someone else's, the previous owner's vibration into these furniture and these physical things that we have in our house. But the same also goes for the things that we have, that we are the only owners of it. Okay, the same goes for the bed that we sleep in. The same thing goes for the couch that we sit at. All the objects that are in our home carries our vibration. This message that came to me as I was meditating in my altar really, really came from a stance of your place that you live at right now. And obviously, this is not for everybody, right? But for whomever this message is for and applies to, especially if you've been thinking about this, especially if you've been feeling this in your heart, it's time for a move. It's time for a change. It's time for you to leave this place behind. Why? Because my spirit is telling me that it's sucking you dry. Spirit is telling me that it's draining you. Spirit is telling me that it's tapping into your finances. Spirit is telling me that it's affecting your health, affecting your peace of mind, your sanity. Something within your home, within the walls of your home, it's affecting your growth, your sanity, your stability, your harmony, your ability to feel joyful, to feel happy, to feel harmonious. So therefore, you either have to cleanse your home really well, spiritually speaking, if you can't move, because obviously there are many of us who have restrictions as to what we're able to do at this particular time, or when time permits and when your finances allows you to, it's time for a change. Don't debate it. It's really time for a change. Aside from physical home, objects can carry energetic resonance, people. Okay? I need you to understand that objects can carry energetic resonances, past and current. So if something has been around you long enough, it can pick up a negative vibration or a positive vibration depending on the kind of experiences, feelings, emotions that have taken place in your environment. When it's positive, we feel drawn to it. When it's negative, we push it away. When it's negative, we reject it. When it's negative, it doesn't feel comfortable, it doesn't feel safe to us. So places where you've spent a lot of time at can pick up your energetic vibration. So if you sit in the same recliner every night, night after night, day after day, month after month, it has your vibration. It has your energy in that particular couch, in that particular recliner. It happens all the time. Year after year, you sit in the same place, you use the same furniture. It has your vibration. So what makes you think that if you go and buy used furniture, or you go buy other used objects, that it doesn't carry the vibration of the person that used to own those things before? This also comes into the topic of I was feeling good, everything was fine in my home, everything was okay, and all of a sudden I hadn't thought about, but ever since I brought that furniture, ever since I brought that bed, ever since my sister or my friend or whomever gifted me that piece of furniture, the vibration in my home has changed. I feel angry, or I feel mad, or I feel depressed, or I feel, anxious more than usual, or I just feel tired and drained and lazy, or what have you. It might be the vibration that that particular object that came into your home brought with it. So therefore, you have to cleanse it. When was the last time that you cleansed the vibrations of the objects in your home, including furniture? When was the last time that you actually cleansed your physical home? Not necessarily the furniture, but the walls of your home. It carries a vibration of the things that have gone down inside that place. inside that house, inside that apartment, inside that efficiency that you might be living in, inside of that room that you're renting because you're somebody's roommate. It carries a certain vibration that is affecting you, and it's not allowing you to focus, to concentrate, to put things into perspective, to allow yourself to see yourself grow and maximize to your capacity. If it's not you, then it's the vibration around you. It's in the vibration of your home. It's in the vibration of where you sleep in. It's the vibration of all that you come into physical contact with. So it is important to cleanse your home. Things you buy, if they're used, you have to cleanse them. You have to cleanse them. Things that you already have, if you have only been the owner of it, it might carry an old vibration of that arguments that you have all the time at home with your significant other, the arguments that you have with your mother, the arguments that you have with your father, the way that you don't get along with your brother or sister, all that vibration, all that negativity that you got going on with that other human person gets passed down and gets energetically injected into the physical objects of your surrounding. And it keeps you dragging, it keeps you in that state of confusion, of anxiety, of anger and frustration. So therefore, you have to be cautious with the objects of your home. For other people, they have maybe brought stuff into their house, and all of a sudden, like I said before, it starts to affect you physically. But what about, or your emotions or your feelings? But what about when you bring things into your home used, and all of a sudden, you start arguing with your husband or your boyfriend or your girlfriend. You start arguing with them. You start having fights with them. You start having misunderstandings that are out of the usual. These are things to look at, because there's something going on in the vibration of those objects that you brought into the house that could be energetically affecting your connection with yourself, your connection with your significant other, your connection with your other family members as well. That's why it needs to be purified. It needs to be cleansed. It is important to keep in mind that everything carries vibration. Everything carries vibration. So moving on forward, think about what you have around in your home that you've been hanging onto for too long, that you've been carrying with you for too long, that, might have been the witness to the fights of your previous relationship, might have been the witness of the, day you got fired from your job and you went home and you cried on that bed, or you cried in that corner of that couch, or you cried on that dining table that you sat at. Your home needs to be cleansed. It needs to be spiritually cleansed. The main point here is that Spirit says many of you, moving on forward as of now in this crazy period that we're living through, only have two options, my beloved spiritual warriors. You either move, or you make sure you take off the bad energy engraved in your walls, engraved in the objects in your home, because it's affecting you. And you may have not thought about that, or you maybe thought about it but forgot it, or you're suspicious if that could be true or not. Trust me, it is true. It's definitely true. I feel that some of you have been thinking about relocating, you don't want to be in your home anymore. Your own spirit, your inner spirit doesn't even feel comfortable in the place that you're living at right now, because it holds maybe old energy from previous owners, or it holds your own old energy of the discomfort, of the divorce, of the different things that you have experienced at that particular place. And those walls inside your home are a continuous energetic reminder of the turmoil, the agony, the sadness, the depression, the fight that you've lived through in the past. And sometimes it's just best to just leave it behind. It's just best to leave it behind. There are energies in your home that make you feel tired, drained, and lost. Spirit keeps telling me there are energies in your home that make you feel tired, drained, and lost. Let's fix it. Let's cleanse it. Let's heal it, or let's move. Let's fix it. Let's cleanse it, let's heal it, or let's move. Because we can't continue allowing ourselves to be affected by the vibration of the physical place that we live at. There are energies in your home that make you feel sick. There are energies in your home, literally physically sick. There are energies in your home that make you feel, discontent, off, and your partner go at it. You go at it with your partner. You go at it in fights and arguments. Could it be the vibration in your home, the physical aspect of your home that's creating this disconnect with your significant other? Why are you all fighting for no reason? It cannot always be witchcraft. Let's leave that witchcraft stuff to the side. It cannot always be about your significant other's ex that's always wishing bad on him. It cannot always be that. It could also be the possibility that there's old vibrations in your home that are disturbing the peace of your home. It's time to cleanse it. It's time to remove it. It's time to heal it, or it's time to get out. There are energies in your home that are messing with your monies. There are energies in your home that interfere with your sleep at night. You can sleep well at night. You get up at 3 o'clock in the morning every night, for example. There's something energetically in your home that needs the specific spiritual attention because it's not letting you feel at peace. It kills the possibility of having a healthy communication with your partner or with yourself. It kills the possibility of feeling safe, feeling like a home and not a house. So therefore, you have the fact that the walls in our house, in our homes, right, could be intoxicated with the many arguments and disappointments that you have already had, that you have already lived through already. And it's there, it's carrying that vibration. And sometimes no matter how much we spray, how much we sage, how much Palo Santo we burn, or how many prayers we do, or how many times we rebuke whatever negative vibration and energy, it doesn't work. Sometimes the message is, it's time to move. It's time to get out. For others, it's just the bad memories. For others, your place is just infused with bad memories. The memories of the person that you lost last year, not necessarily because you got divorced, not necessarily because you and your significant other broke up, but maybe this place that you're living at is the same place where your father died or your mom passed away, or the same place that you lost your son, your daughter, literally to death, and this is the house that carries that pain. This is the house that carries that memory. This is the house that carries that, negative, bad experience that you lived through. I remember when I lost my 17-year-old younger brother, and my father, and he was my brother from my father's side. My father and his wife, Spirit had already said that they needed to move from that house. It carried too many memories from my brother, and thankfully, Spirit, Orisha, God, helped them, and they were able, not too long after, were able to move, because that place carried too much old vibration and memories from that horrible night, from that horrible experience. It's the place that you're living at right now, carrying a vibration, an old experience that each time you think about it, it reignites that emotion, it reignites that feeling, and you don't know how to get rid of it. Maybe it's time to move and leave it behind. You cannot be attached to the memory. Sometimes you have to be willing to cut that cord and start fresh. That's your new beginning. That can be your new beginning. And of course, many of us don't have the financial means to be able to make that move, especially now during these hard times, right? So if you can't move, you might as well get rid of furnitures, get rid of objects, get rid of things that carry old vibrations, cleanse it, or get rid of it, I would say. Buy yourself new things, when time permits and your monies are able allow you to. But it's time to get rid of old stuff that's just carrying really bad memories and old vibration. And that old low energy is interfering with the new vibration you need. That low frequency is interfering with the very new vibration that you're praying for, but you're not getting it. You're not receiving it because you're stuck in that old experience, or the walls in your home, or the objects that you sit in, the furniture that you're using is carrying an old vibration that's just sucking you dry. So things to do and things to look out for. For example, we have to make sure that at least once or twice a week, we have to open our windows and let fresh air flow through. Let fresh air flow through your house. Open up all the windows and let that fresh air just flow through your house, because it's a good way to clean. Believe it or not, it carries a cleansing vibration to let the windows open and the doors open and let air just flow through. Yes, you can sage. Yes, you can burn incense. Yes, you can smudge, with Palo Santo, and things of that nature. That's very helpful when it comes to cleansing, the vibration and the energy of your home. It's also important, for example, to wash the old items that you haven't washed in a long time, cleansed in a long time. Get a spray bottle and put, some kind of spiritual cologne in it and spray it. Energetically spray it. Do a prayer. Set a heartfelt intention when you're spraying, your objects or your furniture with a cleansing water, with a cleansing spiritual cologne, so the vibration that's being carried there, it can be lifted, so it leaves you alone and it leaves you in peace. Try not to have broken glass, like broken mirrors, frames, pictures frames with cracked glass. You need a new frame or get rid of it. But you can't have broken old stuff in your house, because it carries an old vibration and it invites negativity into your home. You have to be cautious with having piled stuff up, clothes piled up, old clothes that you wish that you can wear again and you're not going to wear. Throw them out. That's carrying an old vibration. And if you have things piled up in your house, this calling negativity. It's inviting negative energies and lower level vibrations into your home. Get rid of it. You shouldn't have broken things and things that are, that don't work in your home anymore. Also, try to get rid of things that remind you of old experiences, negative experiences that you've had. That dress, and that dress was the same dress you wore when you had that big fight, when you had that big argument, when you lost someone, you received bad news. Get rid of that dress. Get rid of that clothing. Get rid of it. You don't need it anymore. Is there carrying an old vibration, and it's not letting you move forward into your new space, into your new level, into your new higher vibrations, higher energies. Get rid of stuff that reminds you of bad stuff. There's no reason for you to continue carrying those things with you. So that's my message for you tonight. That is my message for you. Your place, your house. Spirit talks about people's house, people's homes. It's just carrying bad energy, and it either needs to be cleansed, needs to be healed, or you need to move. I hope you received this message. I hope this message made sense to you. Maybe you know someone who this message is for. Share this video, hit like, leave your comment. And have you ever been in a place where you felt the vibration heavy? Have you ever been in your own home and you felt something just off? Where did it come from? How did you handle it? Leave a comment. I'd love to hear. Many blessings to you, my beloved spiritual warriors.